How do I even start talking about this? Okay, well, I'll start off with something that I heard yesterday. I heard somebody say that happiness is a choice. And I, when they said that, I didn't really respond. I just kind of let them finish, like, saying what they were saying. And I was like, I bite my tongue a lot, to be honest. I know that my opinions might not always be, like, popular opinion, I guess, but I just really disagree with the fact that happiness is a choice. I hear people say that, and I think I think when they say that, they have really, really good intentions. I think they're trying to help those that are really sad, that are really upset, and like not happy with their life. They're trying to say, hey, you can choose to be happy. I'm not saying you can't be happy or joyful. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that to tell somebody that happiness is a choice is actually really not helpful. And I'm saying this as someone with depression. I've had depression since I was in like fifth grade, and I'm 23 now. So I really understand like living with it, and I'm not necessarily suicidal or anything, but I get that you can't tell someone to choose to be happy. That's not fair. You're making it way too simplistic. You're saying that you're upset and well, all you need to do is choose to be happy and then you're going to be fine. That's not how it works. If that were the truth, then everyone would be happy, and that's clearly not the case. So I'm just wanting to elaborate a little bit more on this so that maybe people that think that way will understand why that's not true, and maybe those that are understanding of the fact that happiness is not a choice, they will feel heard and they will know that somebody else completely agrees with them. So, okay. So, let me see. I have a few points written down on here. Sorry, my glasses are still so uneven. Okay. So first of all, I want to start off about the depression thing. People that are depressed have, if you've been like diagnosed with it, or even if you haven't, if you have true depression, you have an, they say it's an imbalance in your head. There still needs to be a lot more research done on like depression and stuff. Sorry, I keep looking at myself down here. There still needs to be a lot of research done. Depression is something that, for me at least, it goes in waves. Sometimes I feel like fine for days. And then there are times where I feel like so down and there's no reason for it. I will actually sometimes try to find reasons to make myself feel better. Like I will try to find reasons to be upset so that maybe if I fix that problem, I'll feel happier. And sometimes I had to, sorry, it's hot in here. I had to realize that depression means that you're sad for no reason at all, maybe. There might not be anything causing you to feel sad, and that's just how you feel. And no matter if you spend time with your friends, if you have like a great relationship with your family, if you have a great relationship with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or you have a great relationship with yourself and you love yourself and you like things about yourself, sometimes depression makes you feel sad for absolutely no reason at all. And that's just how your brain is, and it's not your choosing. Nobody wants to feel that way. At least I don't. Unless you're trying to be like a martyr or something, you're trying to say my life is horrible and you're just trying to get attention. But most of us, I think, with depression are not trying to do that. We don't want that. It's like the worst feeling ever. To tell somebody that has that happiness is a choice is so not understanding of what they're going through, and you're going to make them more upset because you're not understanding where they're coming from. They do not want to feel that way, I guess is what I'm saying. Also, I'm saying this as someone who is a Christian, and I believe that my relationship with God is, I would say, fairly strong. I think that I try to read the Bible regularly, and I read a lot of books, like more like books for like devotionals in the morning. I've been reading The Reason by Lacey Sturm, which I would like to do a book review on that later, but I do want to quote something from in this book that might give what I'm saying a little more depth. So she was talking about how God gave her a heavy burden as far as feeling the sorrow of people going to hell. Like, if you don't believe in God, you're probably not gonna want to like hear what I have to say at all. But I don't know, if you want to, go ahead. But let's see. Okay, so in this part of the story, it's not a story, I'm sorry. In this part of her life that she wrote about, she talked about when, like, one night she was crying, like, really, really hard. She was with her husband in a hotel room, and she was just crying because she had realized that hell was a real place, that it was not metaphorical, that people, like, souls are going to be lost, unfortunately, to an everlasting, like, fire and pain, and just like everything bad is there and it's never gonna end. And like, she couldn't, that, like, the thought of even one person having to live in hell for eternity is enough to like make anyone feel like super, super horrible. And she was feeling it for so many people. She was talking about all the people that she had sung to, because she had been in Flyleaf, which is a band, if you don't know. She had sung to so many people about God, but she hadn't said anything about God. She just would more sing about him, because people tend to not really listen to you if you're wanting to talk about God and they don't believe. They don't really care to have an open ear to what you have to say, because to them it's irrelevant, or it's ignorant, or it's, they just don't agree with it. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on in this part of the book. And she's saying that, so this is later, after that night in the hotel room where she had been crying. Her husband and her had gone back to, I believe it's, let's see, Kansas City. And they were talking to a pastor, and this is what he told her. Lacey, you have a prophetic evangelical anointing. This is a very heavy, heavy calling. God has poured his love for this generation into your heart and allowed you to sing their song with his heart of passion, so they will know that God loves them. You are called to carry a very heavy burden, but Josh, it is your job. Josh is her husband. It is your job to help her take that burden to Jesus and leave it at his feet. You have to remind her constantly that she is not Jesus, and that it is not her job to save people, because she can't. She will feel the burden so that she can write and sing the songs from the heart of the Father. Basically, what this is saying is exactly what I'm trying to say to anyone that is telling people that happiness is a choice. It's not true, because, especially in Lacey's case, God gave her this feeling of sorrow for others, because that's part of what God feels. God is not happy with, not that he's not happy with people. He's not happy with people's choices. Like, and rightfully so. A lot of us are, I'm sure everybody is not happy with other people's choices. And when you think about those things, it is the truth that sometimes people choose bad things. And if you're thinking about that at the time, to tell someone happiness is a choice is so not right. In Lacey's case, I believe that God did give her a huge, huge heart, and she completely understands how people need help, and how she felt totally helpless before she believed in God, and everything was just like everything. Like, I mean, some of it is your train of thought and how you're choosing to think about things, yes, but you can't just choose to be happy, I guess is what I'm saying. And even God gave her a burden, an emotional burden for good. So if you're feeling sad for someone that's hurting, if you're feeling sad for yourself, something in your life isn't fair, if you're feeling sad for anything, you're not happy, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good thing. You can feel sad for good reasons. That's why things like empathy exist. So don't tell somebody that they can choose to be happy when maybe the reason that they're feeling sad is for a good reason. If you see somebody starving, you're going to feel sad. You're not feeling happy, you're feeling sad. You're feeling sympathy for that person. You want to help that person. But that's a good thing. You should not, you want to choose to see the truth to help others. So, I don't know if I was able to explain like everything I'm trying to say in this clearly. I get really like tongue-tied and confused, and I don't think that I'm able to say my thoughts very clearly. Like, when I have a camera on me, it's still really weird. But I do think that this needed to be said, and people needed to understand that, you know, like, people need to understand sometimes what they're saying is you're throwing their feelings aside and you're not helping them by telling them something that's just, oh, it's just, you know, you just have to choose this and everything's going to be okay. And no, that's not how it is. That's not life. That's not the truth. The truth is you can feel sad. And even sometimes God, like in Lacey's case, God made her feel, not makes her feel sad, but makes her feel empathy and sympathy for others. And that's so good, because when you feel that, you can go out and help, and that brings joy. Making a difference in something that is bad brings joy. And so bad things lead to good, I guess is what I'm saying. So happiness isn't a choice, but it does come, and joy comes when you feel something bad and you are able to make a change or see a change in that. That's when good things happen. So happiness isn't a choice, but the bad brings good. Does that make sense? I hope somebody that is listening to this will tell me that they get what I'm saying. So thank you if you watch this. I really, really appreciate it. And if you completely disagree with me, that's totally fine. Like, maybe make a positive difference with something that is sad, but also really, really good. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Bye.